Yeah!
You say in 3 and then we're live.
Sorry.
Well, you're technically supposed to stop counting at 3 and signal 2 and 1.
Is it 3, 2,
Alright.
1, go or 3, 2, 1 on go?
We are live now, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Hello everybody, and welcome to 20-Sided Archives, Chronicles of Umaria, Chapter 1, Shadow Falls. I am your acting Dungeon Master / Archivist, Eli. As always, I am here, joined by Seven Winterfall, played by Jared.
Pain. Suffering, even.
Chisel Havard, played by Brian.
We can't wait to watch you suffer.
And Redwood of Velico Draveau, played by Casey.
I will take the suffering from you.
That! You can't say that!
Also, Casey,
I can
turn off
say
your
it, I
microphone.
can't sing it.
Just Redwood goes to a whole musical.
Redwood would bust out into song.
No, I don't think he would.
Casey,
No, Redwood would bust on this song if he thought he was alone.
Probably.
That one I can see.
without Shrub, because Shrub would probably make fun of him.
Oh,
Yeah, like
right.
I
No.
said, alone.
Last where we had left off, the trio had made their way into the special familial tomb of the royal family of the Feywilds in order to get information from the brother of one Perdash and Arissa in order to know what exactly happened to him during the time of his death, during the war between the gods and the Fey courts. It is here where they asked questions using a Speak with Dead spell. Shortly after, however, they were bombarded with illusionary magic that rendered them, wouldn't necessarily say afraid, but anxious and very much on edge. After a interesting encounter with an illusionary version of both of Seven's dead parents and grandmother, it is here, as a coffin creaks open, a decayed and weathered hand, smelling of rot, opens one of these many tombs. As we begin with combat. You are, in fact, Seven, the first to act.
Seven, with tears rolling down his eyes. Can something bloody not fucking happen for 5 fucking minutes as he turns and fires this longbow?
Okay, this thing is still in its coffin, so you will have disadvantage, but hold on, let me double check what... if you still hit it, because fuck me, I guess.
Zombies have a very low AC.
Yes, zombies do have a very low AC, so you do still hit, so go ahead and roll me your damage.
I'm missing those.
Oh, that was... Yeah. That was actually Hunter's Mark, accidentally?
That was Hunter's Mark.
Oops, didn't mean to do that.
So just
I
9.
meant to do this. Yeah, just don't ignore that.
Okay, so... and... Okay. You pierce the hand as it's creaking up, sticking it through and pinning the hand to the wood of the coffin's lid. But you start to hear more creaking as stone grinding against stone as both newer and older tombs and coffins begin to open.
Seven will move up to the one he just shot, kind of just kick open the rest of it, and fire again.
Alright, go ahead and roll me your damage. Or go ahead and roll me your... yeah.
You have to roll to hit down damage. Do you want to keep that? Oh yeah, keeping that roll. And...
Okay, how do you want to do this?
So like I say, Seven goes over, kicks open the rest of it by breaking the lid. It's like really quick. Grab an arrow, not fire it right into the zombie's soul before turning to the rest.
Alright.
You keep cutting in and out. Or was that just me?
No, he was
No,
also
he
cutting.
was funky.
Do I need to repeat?
We got the basic gist of it. You're all good.
Cool.
And he froze.
Yes, you did in fact freeze.
Am I unfrozen?
For now.
Oh. You good there?
Changing music really quick.
Okay.
Um,
So still, almost looked like you're frozen, but I see light flittering in your background.
no, I'm still good. We're all good. Alrighty. So that's Seven's turn. Evan.
Mhm.
You stand in this hallway. I will give you a basic layout of what this place looks like really quickly. About 20 feet down to your right, as you're facing this coffin, is the doorway that led specifically to the tomb of one Neros, the brother to Orissa and to Perdash, where your companions, Redwood, Shrub, and Chisel, are still currently housed as all this is happening. Surrounding you, both front and back, various coffins on the 3 levels that make up this hallway of resting places are opening in random spots. The ceiling is about 10 feet in height, arched, very much underground. You have a total of 20 feet before you hit that arch, and then there's like a similar long hallway past that further down. And then if you continue for about 15 feet to your left is that bend where the illusions of your mother that you had seen had turned the corner to disappear behind. There are flickering torches of like blue and purple and other various colors, flickering somewhat. Some of them are beginning to like sputter as if they're almost getting ready to go out. It does the opening coffins are very much like, not necessarily like checkerboarding in terms of where they're opening, but they're not exactly all of them. Not all of them are opening, but a good few of them are. There are a couple of statues of knights adorned in heavy armor with shields on, like, in front of them. These big, like, kite shields in front of them. Standing to the left and right of the entryway to this hallway from where you just came from. We're gonna go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and
Redwood in the
a hand of yellowed bone with cracks in it digs itself into the stone, making a very grating sound as it climbs its way out from your left and is going to try and stab you with its short sword. I will say this will have disadvantage because it is still technically in the coffin, but it will have advantage because you are like, it's like right up in your face here. So it's kind of just gonna have a straight roll here in terms of attack. What dice do I want to use? What has yet to fail me?
Please kill Thevin.
At least make this a little harder for him. Please. Okay. With a 19.
Yep.
And a +4 to hit. It's 23. Mm, 1d6 + 2. Yeah, you only take 3 piercing damage as this thing's broken. It's clearly what was... A lot of these weapons are very much ornamental, as you can tell. They're very nicely designed, albeit somewhat decayed and rusted, as this thing reaches across and like slashes at you with the sword. It kind of tinks on the wall and the tip of it snaps off. I will need a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay.
14. You take an additional 4 necrotic damage from the rust of this weapon as it slashes at you. Congratulations, you have what is it, tetanus?
Yeah, tetanus.
Tetanus.
You got tetanus.
Congratulations, you have the first case of tetanus.
Grand.
Along
I'm
with
sure there's some dumb fake person when they're working with metal got tetanus.
all right.
Of your origin, you're the first person to have tetanus.
It's fine.
Details, details.
So that's that one's turn. You hear heavy footfalls from around the corner as something begins to thump its way in your direction. As it rounds the corner, you see a massive creature, very much unsightly in its appearance, very much large and imposing, clearly some sort of warrior in life, and will continue to be so in its death as it rounds the corner on you. Very much rotten, pale, bits of flesh with maggots that have been continuing to eat away at its skin as it stares you down with glazed over eyes. Let me just quickly...
Devin stares back, looking up at it. I'm sure it's bigger than him. He just like cut at his chest, like, what?
Yeah, because that's smart. Okay, hold on a second. All right. Cool. Okay.
Hmm?
This creature is going to move towards you. Zombies, unfortunately, have pack tactics.
Wait, what?
And are... Zombies have pack tactics. Did you guys not know this?
It must have been a really long time since I looked at this zombie stat block.
Oh no, never mind. Just specifically this zombie has pack tactics.
I was.
As this hulking amalgamation charges towards you. You actually see that this thing has two heads on its shoulders. One of its arms having a giant sort of metal club-like thing on it as it goes towards you.
No wonder he's got pack tactics. With 2 heads, he's incredibly social.
Shut up. I'm going to go ahead. It's gonna roll to swing at you. It's another 19. How much does this do? Go ahead and take for me. Go ahead and take
What
a
damage?
total of 12 bludgeoning damage. As this thing's giant mouth swings and smacks you into the wall, creating a decent crater. The cavern begins to rumble, and dust from the stone that makes up the archway begins to tumble, creating a bit of a haze. I will allow Redwood and Chisel to go ahead and make me a perception check with advantage because the cavern is shaking.
It is also loud.
Yes.
Ah! I got an 8.
Okay. Chisel.
Or do you want me to re-roll it?
No, you're
Because
fine.
I didn't do the advantage right.
You're fine. Chisel, you're a little bit more occupied with what you had just seen in terms of this illusion of the prince suddenly attacking your companion. Redwood, you're more quickly snapped out of it as you hear rumbling and roaring from out the corridor and down the hall, along with the pained groans of Seven getting his shit rocked.
Also, just generally Thevin screaming obscenities into
Yeah,
the ether.
swearing up a storm.
Alright, Chisel. Thevin's got himself into trouble with something. We need to get out of here as fast as possible.
Okay.
So that
Follow
is
me and follow the screams.
that one's turn. Moving on to the next one. This thing is going to take its turn climbing out of its coffin along with the rest of them. Yes. All of them are going to work on getting out of their coffins except for one. But we shall see if he rolls well enough to make it out. Okay, fuck me. He makes it.
You were hoping he didn't make it first turn, did you?
I was hoping that there would be a little bit of suspense before he busted his way out, but unfortunately, he is stronger than he looks.
Of course.
You hear cracking of stone. Between these coffins and these columns of coffins are these sarcophagi-like ones that are built into the stone, held in place, with markings of warning on them, as if, yes, these were royalty, but these guys were still very much dangerous and caused problems for the civilization of the Fae during their time alive. Heavily armored, very much still pure bone, but fanged and bloodthirsty. A skeleton, large, thick-boned, bashes its way through one of these doors behind the giant creature that just smacked you into the wall. Let's see if I can... This thing... Unfortunately for you, Thevin, you are not the only creature with a bow on you. It will have disadvantage because the zombie brute is in the way. So you technically have cover at the moment.
Okay.
But it's still going to roll. Makes 2 attacks. Both of them miss. You see this thing pull out this longbow, put 2 shots in one and fire both at you. One of them tinks off the wall, the other embeds itself into the back of this thing, of this massive creature. So the zombie will take damage from this.
Devin just leans over past zombie, points at the scouts like, "Wait, it's your turn next. Don't worry, I'm coming for you too."
So he takes that much damage.
Persuasion.
Everyone's getting ass whooping, don't you worry.
Yes, this is definitely his fault.
Yep. Definitely Thevin's fault.
I love the idea of Thevin just consistently like, yeah, I can swear all of you out even while getting my ass kicked. Okay, another skeleton is gonna start working its way out of its coffin, is gonna use that turn. Chisel, you are up.
I'm going to use my 25 movement, because gnome. and try to find Thevin.
You make it 25 feet to the archway of this place in front of you, and then into the hall. And it's not hard to find him. There are currently a lot of bodies that should be, staying put, moving. One of them very large and has Thevin pinned by this large metal sort of attachment on its arm into the wall.
Thevin points to Chisel. Before you say a bloody thing, I didn't do a bloody thing!
Would you say they are within 60 feet of me?
Yeah, I'd say so. 'Cause
I'm
Thevin only
activating my storm room.
Remind me what that does again.
I can control any roll to say disadvantage or advantage.
Right. Cool. Anything else?
Well, that's bonus action. I can't get closer to it if I dash, can I?
You dashing is an action.
Yes, I still have my action.
You could get there, yes.
I'm going to hold action.
What are you holding and what trigger are you waiting for?
To see if anyone gets within 5 feet of me.
Okay, and then
Because if 25 feet, they should have 30 feet movement. So if they get within 5 feet of me, I'm going to swing.
Okay, so you're holding an attack action for someone to get close. Okay. 2 more creatures gonna start climbing their way out. So we're gonna go ahead and jump to Redwood.
All right. So we're going to. I have a little bit more speed than Chisel, so I'm going to try and get ahead of him. And how far away are them if I get? If I get up to Chisel, how far?
So if you get up to Chisel, that is a total of 25 feet. You would have an extra 5 feet of movement.
How far are they?
They are about 20 feet down the hallway to your right.
Fireball?
Shrub, you say shrub, and shrub poofs. Yours is...
By rules, Shrub can be summoned within, quote-unquote, summoned within 30 feet to a point where I can see.
So you poof her over down the hallway.
I throw Shrub.
Okay, so Shrub, you say shrub, and she just goes, on it, boss! And you hear the little tippy taps of her feet. You don't, turn and see it, but you hear a... As suddenly
Clack.
As she suddenly alights, instantly teleporting as soon as she does so. Where in specifically are you trying to put her next to Thevin, or are you trying to put her further down the hallway?
Well, summoning her causes explosions, so I'm trying to put her next to an enemy.
Okay. You're gonna have to be specific as to what enemy, because there's a lot of them.
If only we had a combat map.
The closest thing to Thevin that won't hit him within 10 feet.
Okay. The skeletal champion is about 30 feet, or no. That's actually, no.
Rob can take the skeletal champion.
Well, she's more than, what's the range in her teleportation?
The summoning is that 30 feet, I throw her, poof.
Okay. Then she would probably end up, directly next to the large hulking zombie that's attacking Thevin. Fun fact about Shrub being a fire spirit in the Feywilds, where we've already seen fire act a little bit fun.
I'm getting hit, aren't I?
Her range in her explosion is doubled, along with her damage.
I'm getting hit, aren't I?
You're gonna get hit.
So everything within 10, well, I guess now 20 feet needs to make a dex save.
Though I will say, Seven, that because you are covered by this brute's metal hammer, you will only take half damage, which would be her base damage.
Okay, but then what if I succeed the deck save and take
So
half
take
of that?
half a half.
Then you take half.
Have a half? Okay, just want to confirm.
You don't have evasion.
Well,
Yet.
actually, if you succeed, you don't take damage. That's how this ability works.
Okay, so there's a lot of creatures here that are going to be rolling this deck save. What is your DC?
17.
Okay.
That's a 12.
I'm giving advantage to Tevin.
I'll roll again to make it fair.
5 creatures are going to be rolling deck saves here.
Kevin, if you go in your character sheet, you can turn
I don't care.
advantage toggle.
17.
I can't give the skeleton champion or the brute disadvantage.
We beat meat around here, so
Uh,
sure, it's fine.
2 of them succeeded, 3 of them failed.
Cool. 11 fire damage to those who failed.
Okay. So that is going to be...
That is my bonus action.
What are you gonna do for your action?
Fireball!
Oh, you can.
That is another... That's that.
Revivify the zombies making people again.
Doesn't that not wait? You can't do that, can you?
There's an expiration date on them.
I'll have to wait for
Aw.
resurrection.
Do you get resurrection? What level is resurrection?
I believe Resurrection's also a cleric spell.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I thought I was druid too.
Alrighty. Last but not least, there is.
I still have my action.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Shrub was a bonus action. My bad. Continue.
And then Shrub gets her action.
Yes.
We're gonna play it a little safe right now. We're just gonna use the fire bolts. Me and Shrub are gonna be targeting the same guy, the big fuck off skeleton. No, the two-headed zombie. Fuck pack tactics.
You got it. Go ahead and roll to hit. Where was this roll when you were doing initiative?
I don't need to be fast. I just need to be powerful.
Okay, 25 hits.
Task and cast at what level? What
Yeah.
level am I? He casts at 0. It's a cantrip.
That's a lot of
Oh,
damage.
yeah, I forgot your wild magic stuff in the Feywilds still
That's
applies.
a druid spell.
Okay, I'm just saying that still applies.
Don't. And we've got Shrub. Shrub
Teleport.
is
7.
Can Shrub reach 7?
And Shrub
30 feet of movement was just doing. Yeah. If 7 was in range, Shrub can get to 7.
She's like right next
We're
to
gonna pull 7 back to us.
Okay. Grab Thevin, hoofs out of there. Thevin, you you suddenly teleport to stand like you're on your knees, I should say, but you stand there like you're next to Redwood and Chisel.
The fuck?
Anything that was around Thevin, because we're doubling range, doubling damage. Anything that was 10 feet around Thevin needs to make another deck save.
Hello, welcome back.
Take 4 damage.
Oh, hey,
Why are
how
you
is-
bleeding?
I'm bleeding. Yeah. Well, I think you could tell because of the fucking undead that fucking attacked me out of fucking nowhere. Chisel. Yeah. Yeah. How was your little conversation?
I'm talking about your thigh.
My what? My thigh?
You stabbed yourself, remember?
Why Why is an arrow through your thigh?
Oh yeah, I had to stab myself.
Why?
Anyway, yanks it out.
No! No!
Before we continue, anyone who would like to, please roll me a perception or arcana check.
Percepciones. 10.
5.
7,
16.
you just got your shit kicked in. You're a little bit confused and dazed. What is your HP currently, actually?
I'm currently at 39 out of 65. So about halfway there.
Redwood, you look around. You notice that these statues here, dust begins to fall from the joints of them. Stone grinds against stone as they begin to move.
He's coming to life. Everyone huddle together.
You all huddle together, and as you do, these things, the stone, when they move, you notice that the stone, the dust that was like this sort of sandy brown color falls completely away from their bodies as if through some sort of magic. And three of them come to life and move to circle around you in a shield formation.
Shield brothers!
I've never had something come to life and then be an ally.
Honestly, considering where we are, that's not the fucking question it's right now.
Is this a crushing trap? Are they going to step backwards at us?
I will also say on a 16, Redwood, before they had moved in this formation to surround the three of you, you had seen a very interesting crest on their shields of a sun, a star, or a moon with a four-pointed star, and then what looked to be half a sun and half a moon split by a line in between.
It's so much cooler if it was an eclipse.
Moving on, back to the top of the order, Thevin.
Yee.
Oh.
Shooting the big guy. Well, first apply Hunter's Mark.
Apply Hunter's Mark, shooting big guy.
Yee.
So close, 7. So close.
What are you talking about?
Missing 1.
Yeah, I'll re-roll that.
Oh, right, because you have the piercer feat, right? Or the
Yeah, I have the
sharpshooter?
piercer. For damage, but I have to use the new roll. 13, much better. Okay. Hunter's Mark damage, favorite enemy damage, Colossus Slayer, and Hemocraft.
And then the fuck you die.
I can understand why Eli hates 7.
Hate
Okay.
is a very powerful word.
It's okay.
And again, that's a very powerful shot.
I'm not worried. As I said, I have a way to deal with this. And you're not gonna like it.
7 dies.
Thevin.
Evan loses his middle finger. He can no longer shoot a bow.
Thevin.
Oh, that would suck.
I need you to do me a favor.
Okay.
Roll me a d20. And add your wisdom modifier onto this roll.
Okay. My wisdom modifier is a 1, so. Eight.
Your bow, with your family's boon upon it, begins to crack and splinter, starting from the handle, making its way up the curve towards where the string attaches to the tips. You feel it begin to vibrate in your hand. I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw from you.
That's an 11.
Your hand holding this bow begins to slowly turn black like rotting flesh, and these similar cracks begin to appear from your fingertips and down. Your hand becomes clawed as it suddenly grabs you at your own throat and begins to squeeze.
No, you fucking don't! Similar thing. Grab an arrow. Stab!
You stab,
Right above your heart.
you stab your hand.
Because it's right there.
Stab your hand. I'm going to need you to roll to hit. You have to beat your AC. You will be doing it with advantage. And then if you successfully hit your AC, you will be taking damage.
Taking half, you said?
No, he will be taking full.
20.
Take 20 damage to yourself as you
No,
stab.
No, that's the roll to hit.
A hit. My bad. Jesus.
It's an improvised weapon, so it only does like 1 damage.
Don't forget your Colossus Slayer.
Uh. So how much damage do I roll?
You take 1 damage, but we'll say 2 because if this is this another barbed arrow?
Yeah.
We'll say 2. So that's how much damage you will be taking. And when you stab your hand, black ichor begins to fall. This is not an illusion. This is real.
Wait. Redwood. Do some magics!
Redwood, you look over and you see Thevin's own hand is beginning to choke him out. Told you
Stop
weren't
doing
gonna
your-
like
what? Why are you choking yourself in the middle of battle?
I don't mean to! Curse hand! Curse hand!
Thevin, Redwood,
I can't hear you.
Thevin,
You're muffled.
Wood and Chisel. You see the eyes of the undead flare with purple fire and glow. Similar purple to the hand that has cracked on Thevin, now choking him out actively. And the eye color of Prince Neuros during the illusion that had tried to attack you, Redwood. We'll be moving on in combat. Thevin, because you are,
Would his hand count as an enemy? I did hold my action.
that depends. Do you want to count it as an enemy?
I was planning to make a strength check to basically
You said you were going to
grapple
hold
him
your attack.
and add. What?
You said you were going
I said just to attack. I never said swing.
I would not say grappling would be considered an attack action. Unless you were actively attempting to push him, it would not be considered an attack. An attack is actively attempting to do damage to a target. You are free to consider his hand as an enemy, but that means that you now not only have the hand, but the entirety of 7 to attack.
No, probably not.
Okay.
I'll hold.
You continue to hold. We're just gonna go ahead here and just to make this fly a little bit faster, gonna go ahead and roll. How many is this? 2, 3, 4. Okay. All but one attack misses, and that is this skeleton. You are going to go ahead and take
Who is?
Redwood.
Ah.
He is going to go ahead and take 3 piercing damage. You say that now. You take 3 piercing damage.
I don't say anything. I flamboyantly hand wave it away.
It's like an arrow sticking out of your shoulder, blood dribbling out of the corner of your mouth. It's fine. Next up. Oh! Next up is two shield guards. Let's see. Okay. So you watch as the two of the shield guardians, when they separate their arms, the knight shield splits down the middle to create a sort of shielded gauntlets. The blade, like the points of which flip to act sort of as blades as they pull their fists back and slam them hard into 2 individual targets. A skeleton and a zombie are both actively killed instantly.
Kills Thevin?
Does not kill them.
Instantly.
Instant.
Shut up!
No deck save, no death save, just instant bam.
Obliterate.
Double your
100.
HP. God.
The
100 damage.
The attacks are rolled to hit, and these guys don't all have very high HPs to begin with. So they're
They have,
just
what, like 12, I think?
zombies.
If they're lucky.
They're not very high in terms of HP. So that is their turns. A zombie is going to dash to get closer to you, Chisel.
Attack action now.
Yep, there's your reaction. Go ahead and roll to hit. Holy shit.
Wait.
Okay.
Then this 11.
Alright. Tell me, how do you want to do this?
I don't think Chisel actually registers it's even coming. He just swings and obliterates it
Alright.
before looking for the next target.
Gotcha.
Oh god, I hope that wasn't an ally.
Secret. One of Arissa Blackthorn's guards actually charging down the hall trying to help you guys. He is now
Next.
green plant paste on the floor.
Arissa Black Puddle.
So fucked. No. Okay. Up next is the champion. This thing is going to dash in order to get down the hall. Successfully. It is going to, because the shield guardians are kind of surrounding it, it's going to take a swing at one of the shield guardians. Beats it. Going to do a total of... Oh wait, it does 2 attacks, my bad. It's 1. Second attack won't hit. Let's go ahead and make this... I would love to know where it is. Okay. That is 13 done to a shield guardian. It's really funny watching this scene unfold before you. This thing made of nothing but bone. You don't know if it was human or not. You're probably not. As it charges, armor clanking down the stone along the way, a bow on its back, 2 swords, and both of it two swords, one in two hands, the other at its hip, as it charges, and you just hear a ding. Chip of stone bounces across the floor as the guardian looks down, and then looks at the skeleton that charged down the hallway at it. Chisel, it is your turn.
Hi. So who just ran out?
The skeletal
Skelly.
champion.
I'm going to swing at the skeleton champion.
Go ahead and roll a hit, please.
Hold on. Didn't. No, wait. That's a 13, but that's a modified 20 to hit.
Okay. Roll your damage.
13 plus frost, so 18. Then second attack, 14.
14 on the skeletal champion does not hit.
Okay. And as a bonus action, I'm going to activate Giant's Might growing in size.
Activate Giant Smite, growing in size. Up next.
Cool.
Uh,
I go get food.
7. A skeleton's going to fire at you even as you're struggling to breathe. Okay, that's unfortunate. You take another additional.
I'm a silvery barbs.
Oh.
Hey.
Misses.
We're gonna give that advantage to 7.
Okay. You give the advantage to 7.
What
I
the
believe I have to do the
skeleton roll?
magic thing.
It is a visit spell.
It is a
It
wizard
is a
spell.
You turn into a puppet plant. Good luck.
He'd be safe from a curse.
59.
I swear we got 50
I regained my
before.
lowest level expended spell slot.
Oh.
Hey. Not every single one of these are bad.
Most of them are.
And many are funny.
So that
Block of cheese.
misses. Zombie is going to swing. That hits.
Disadvantage.
Motherfucker. Much for this
You
encounter being
don't hit
valid.
our friend.
Still hits. Both of them were 18 on the die.
You tried.
Alright.
Please don't hit our friend.
Tomato.
I forgot about something.
Tomato.
No.
No, you didn't. I think you have all the knowledge that you need.
I forgot
Fair
zombies.
enough.
I forgot zombies have undead fortitude.
Well, they're dead.
They need to make a DC con check.
Your end step has passed.
I like how you guys are trying to yell at me.
You are the zombies.
Yelling, we are passionately
Enthusi-
protesting.
Passionately protesting.
That's too bad. One zombie gets back up.
Bernard.
The ones that you reduced to ash, Casey, those ones aren't getting back up, obviously, but the ones that aren't are staying. Are getting...
What about the one
No.
that I turned into paste?
You didn't turn it to paste.
He's back to life. He's just severely handicapped. He is a groaning puddle on the floor.
I would say it's one of those situations where the body like split in half. So you see what ends up happening is it's actually that zombie as the zombie gets up and begins to claw its way back towards you guys. Its legs standing up on their own down the hall.
So you pulled a Dolorous thing.
Yeah.
Of course.
Um,
It's so fun to play with, actually.
Gonna go ahead and continue onwards though. Do. Redwood, go ahead and take 5 bludgeoning damage. Got plenty of health. You're not the one who's at like a quarter of their health right now.
I'm the person who's trying to help said person.
Uh-huh.
When it's my turn.
Mr. Natural One. Go ahead and do that.
What in the fuck?
Redwood, it is actually your turn.
Okay. I have a crazy idea I'm kind of putting on the table here. We are in a place that is filled with magic. I have the 3rd level spell from Druid of Baba Chapoopy of Dispel Magic. I want to translate this spell to another spell to be more convenient in the moment. It is also 3rd level, also Abjuration, Verbal Somatic, Instantaneous. But it's a wizard spell. Can I use any form of Arcana or Intelligence or whatever to translate Dispel Magic to remove Curse?
Oh.
You want to combine the two, is what I'm hearing.
I don't have
He wants to
remove
switch
Curse.
them.
I want to learn it.
Oh, so he's pretty much using
Wait, on
Dispel
Hopes
Magic
and
as
Dreams.
remove curse.
I'm using the basis of Dispel Magic to roughly translate it to a remove Curse.
Hopes and dreams it.
Motherfucker, paper towels and duct tape.
This is
That's what wizardry is. That is how I've been flying.
Alright, so here's how we're gonna rule this, okay? You would need to make a very high intelligence roll.
Oh, I got a +2.
You need, and I will say this, you are in a place heavily concentrated with unknown magic,
Which is why I assume it'd help.
and because you are learning a spell on the fly. Keep in mind, a round of combat is 6 seconds. You are trying to spend a second learning a spell instantly. You will need to get a natural 20 in order to succeed on this. Your DC is a 30.
Come
All right.
on, Redwood. Come on, Redwood. I know you got it yet. Give me a
Redwood is going
20.
to start taking out the weavings of the Dispel Magic and laying it over Thevin in an emergency sort of patch situation. And as the threads start coming out, he's going to start manipulating them, twisting them, weaving them like a cartoon character making a balloon animal. And I'm going to use Tides of Chaos on this.
Okay.
Give myself an advantage. Fuck you, I gotta try. Oops, I need to actually click advantage.
Roll again.
Wow.
Redwood. You connect your magic to not only the magic of the Feywilds, but to the magic of an unknown entity that has taken hold of a portion of your companion's body. As a result, your own hands begin to darken and crack.
One hand.
Right. Your one hand. Your one hand begins to darken and crack. As this happens,
It's contagious.
I'm going to need you to do me a favor. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
You should have a better shot at this than I do. Yeah, see?
You are able to fight it. And as you fight it, I think you subconsciously reach out to the one power that you are connected to beyond that of nature and magic.
Bro, I'm bringing so much magic, I'm gonna blow a fuse.
Your hand becomes charred as it is engulfed in flame. The cracks like rivers of magma as a familiar warmth of a hand presses itself to your shoulder.
Fantastic, we'll use this.
Excellent. Your hand is now on fire actively. You are not taking damage from the fire, but you will need to consistently roll a wisdom saving throw to make sure that your hand does not attack you. Unlike Seven, he doesn't have backup. He can't make this roll consistently. He just has to hope that something happens enough that it will go away. You, however, have Ithis on your side. And that is enough for a start.
And I have that connection. I'm grabbing his hand with mine.
Oh.
We're going to resolve this next round of combat.
It will burn Devin, but it will do something.
As is being black ichor with an arrow through it, probably piercing the skin of his
Crispy
chest.
hand is better than cursed hand.
Yeah, fair enough.
So we're
A
gonna go
missing
ahead.
hand is better than dying.
The
Ash and the Evil Dead just like.
You don't have a chainsaw, you're just gonna put a bow on there.
The first ever crossbow.
Oh my god, yeah.
Thunk.
Actually,
No wait.
fuck
Don't-
yeah.
don't give
Redwood's
him ideas.
arcane knowledge plus a mutagen enhanced 7. We make a magical artifact that has a sword form and a crossbow form.
No, I think we built the first rudimentary crossbow.
This is how Chainsaw Man came into being. I guarantee it.
No,
That's-
that would involve more drugs.
And selling your left testicle, I believe it was.
Yep. That's fair. All right.
Anyways,
Chisel.
Hmm.
This attack hits you
yeah.
and does a total of 8 damage from a zombie.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go
101.
Go ahead, 7. Back
Mhm.
at the top. You cannot attack necessarily.
Why do you have a knife?
I'm in danger.
But you can fight your hand.
Ha!
Can I remake that wisdom saving throw to get control back?
Unfortunately, this isn't. How do I describe this? Go ahead, actually, roll me Arcana or Investigation here.
Your hand is no longer your hand.
Yeah, no, Brian's right. Your hand isn't yours anymore.
I guess would it be a
it's-
strength check to like get it off me? Like
You
Pull it
can
away?
you can roll ahead and do. I would say this is going to be contested athletics,
Okay.
with your hand. I will be rolling using your strength modifier. So if you could please go ahead and tell me what your strength modifier is.
2.
You get a 2. Okay. I will roll.
It's not with disadvantage.
Actually, I'll go ahead and roll this on the board.
Nat 1.
No, it's a 12.
I
You have a
that's-
12.
I didn't say
Eli
with,
said rolling on board.
I didn't say it was with advantage or disadvantage though.
Yeah, I'm putting the energy into the atmosphere of Eli rolling a nat 1.
D20.
Anything below a 10.
2.
Hey! I
There
did
we
it!
go. You managed to wrench your hand away from your neck. The claws do drag along your throat, so you will be taking damage from that, but you are no longer being strangled by your hand.
Bloody fucking bastards!
So go ahead and take me.
It's just a weakly boy right now.
3 slashing damage, and then I'm going to need a con save from you as well. 13. Okay.
13.
You take an additional 4 necrotic damage.
You motherfuckers. What is something?
It's really weird now that you have like time to properly like think as you hold your darkened limb. It's the texture in your like from your hand that you have control over. This feels like stone in its texture, but it's like malleable because it's still flesh. But you also at the same time don't feel your hand either. It's there, but you have no connection to it anymore. And
It's a phantom limb.
unfortunately, the cracks are starting to rise further up your arm.
Alright. Let's see here.
I will say that you still have the ability to attack or take another action here.
Yeah, I'm thinking. So, in our immediate vicinity, is there any, like, almost like stone pillar or beam about as wide as a wrist?
I have a sword that you can use.
I need something stable. Something that's in the ground.
There is nothing that is actively like that, no. I mean, well, there's another, so there's 3 Stone Guardians here actively moving and fighting for you guys. There's a unmoving one, just like, about like 10, 15 feet away.
Going to the unmoving one, taking the dimensional shackles, slap one on the cursed hand, one on the guardian's hand. Alright. See what we can do about that. Alright, so, Redwood. Do you have anything to turn this shit off?
I'm working on it.
As you look over, you see Redwood's own hand is currently doing something very similar.
Cursed and on fire.
And on fire.
Right then! Fuck! Thevin's gonna take a bunch of leather strips he has and tie it pretty much right around his wrist where the infection is most likely at its end and tighten that as much as he can.
Tourniquet style. Okay.
Yeah, tourniquet style.
Gotcha. So you start cutting circulation off of your own arm. Cool.
Yes.
It's not his arm.
True. So this thing...
As far up to the wrist as I can.
Okay. Well, by this point, it's like close to your elbow.
I
So
would do your.
Then-
I would just cut off the entire elbow.
You are tightening this as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
So you start to tighten it. Just roll me a strength to see how tight you can get it.
That's what.
Nat 1.
You start to make the knot, but the hand is twitching so fucking much you can't, like, get a good grip.
I feel
And
like a few
also,
times.
have you ever tried to put like a watch or a bracelet on yourself?
Yeah.
One hand.
Yeah. And
That's
like I feel like a few times Devin smacks
not-
like fucking stupid as he tries to
it's
tape
like trying to
tights
tame a dog.
Down, boy.
But yeah, unfortunately that is your turn. But you have pinned yourself in place, so you are not at risk of your friends getting hurt in this process.
Yeah. Or myself.
Or yourself, yes.
Well, you are in range to get attacked now.
The hand
We're in range to get attack anywhere.
is chained and shackled in place. I will let you roll me one more Arcana check here.
Okay.
You get some sensation back in your hand, but not all of it. It's very clear that whatever has its hold on you is incredibly strong, but at the same time also a little weaker than you would expect. It's got the power it needs to take control of a body part that you own, but not strong enough that the shackles are rendered useless. We're gonna move on here as you hear heavy footsteps. This zombie creature with the two heads is gonna start moving down the hall towards one of these shield guardians. It's going to swing, and with pack tactics, it gets an advantage on its roll. Yep, there goes my dice, and it's across the room. I'm not gonna go get that. That's 19, that's going to hit.
Are you going silvery barbs? That Casey?
I'm
Also,
currently
doesn't
trying
it-
to save spell slots because we're in danger.
Doesn't it, Devin, have advantage on something?
Oh yeah, he did have an advantage.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, now he gets to keep it for later, I guess.
Yeah, and on my next turn.
So the Stone Guardian takes, or the Shield Guardian takes 13 damage. From the swing. Boop. Gonna go ahead and just go and please. Chisel.
Hi.
Hi. This swing from one of the zombies is going to hit you. Unless...
I already used my reaction.
We're back at the top of the round.
It's still not my turn yet.
Yeah, refresh. Reactions refresh on your turn.
Right. Alright, okay.
I used it when it was right after Redwood.
Take 7 damage for me, please, as a zombie smacks you in the face. Both of these attacks on the zombie brute miss. Skeleton champion is going to hit for the first attack. Miss with the second. So it takes its scimitar and swings at you, Redwood, for a total of 7 slashing damage with its scimitar. I'm gonna need a con saving throw for necrotic damage against the rust of the weapon.
You have
Con save?
advantage if you want to use it. No, Redwood doesn't. Devin does.
Yeah.
Con save. 15. You don't take any necrotic damage. Chisel.
I got the
Now
blood
I-
of God in anime on myself.
Now it's my turn.
Now it's your turn.
I'm going to attack the skeleton champion.
Okay, go ahead and roll a hit for me, please.
But I am going to move behind him so I get advantage thanks to flank.
Yeah.
19.
19 will hit.
12. 14 damage. Second attack. 18. Doesn't 18 hit? No?
Because it's already dead.
Okay. Oh! Oh!
It's dead.
I
How
wish
do
you
you-
could have told me that before I swung.
That's why I didn't tell you. How do you want to do this?
Honestly, Chisel's not that worried about the enemies. He's more worried about his two cursed friends, so I think he's literally just gonna bat it away.
Speaking of curses, hey, do me a favor. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Both
I'm
of
going
us?
to give...
No, just
Oh no,
No,
Chisel.
me. Me. With the 0
no.
for wisdom. I'm going to give myself advantage on this. Come on. 12.
you hear a voice, deep rumbling and raspy, as if echoing in a dark cavern, speak to you and go, "You are not where you belong, little one." As it's not your hand, but
You are nuts.
I don't need him.
Tell that to your wife.
I don't have one.
Yet.
he's not married. Remember that all?
Yeah.
I don't need it right now. I don't need them if I don't have a wife.
I think it's a deal breaker when you're trying to connect families through marriage.
Anyways, for the
So
sake
who's
of my
talking to
sanity, we're moving on.
What's cursed?
Your leg.
Ah.
The curse starts to spread from your right foot and up your calf.
Action surge. I'm going to swing at the zombie.
And the zombie attacking you? Okay.
No, the zombie brute.
That's... So, here's the thing. You go to move to attack the zombie brute. Your leg does not move.
So I have half movement.
It is very much stuck to the ground. Yes, you have half your movement.
That's still 15.
Fair enough. Go ahead and roll a hit.
19.
19 will hit.
7. 6. I forgot I was using Giant's Might. Because I have that at a 2, so that's another D8.
And add that d8.
So that's the first attack, which is 14. And then second attack, 13. I don't think that's gonna hit.
13 will not hit, no.
Okay. I forgot I had Indomitable. Oh well.
Okay. 2 attacks coming in your guys' general direction. Hole.
Silvery barbs, whatever the fuck that was.
Okay.
No, don't. I haven't used my reaction yet. I used Owlbear Coat, which gave me advantage to hit. I'm going to make the second attack hit a zombie with the Cloud Rune.
Oh. Okay.
So it's literally just swinging and then stabbing him.
Okay. So that skeleton is kaput. Redwood. I'm going to need you
My
to
turn?
make a wisdom saving throw for that hand, buddy.
I'm good at those.
Your
Lucky you.
the curse infection does not spread far beyond like 2 inches past your wrist. The flame is still very much going. Your hand is very much getting charred. But you have control. For this turn, anyway.
Okay. I am going to continue to try and translate this spell.
You know the rolling. DC 30.
I can't lower that anymore since I have the curse to guide. Or a celestial hand on my shoulder.
I'm going to say this is out of your element, because once again, you are trying to do this.
You are trying to learn it within 6 seconds.
Yes.
Now 12 seconds.
No.
Trial and error.
And I don't have the friendly protection coat. I need this. We're all getting cursed. Bad things are happening.
You attempt to once again. Oh, this was just also basically, it wasn't Arcana, it was just a basic intelligence. I will let you.
Same modifier.
Fair enough.
Redo?
No, too late.
I would have taken the redo, Casey.
I heard them saying, I'm gonna let you, as I was saying, same modifier.
Yep.
For
You
shame.
attempt to reach into magic unfamiliar to you in order to save yourself and your friends, and it doesn't work. This is once again a far out reach. You use Tides of Chaos, correct?
Previously.
Tides of Chaos remind me that when
we're not in the middle of the Feywild, typically, whenever I cast a first or higher, you could have me roll a d20. If I roll a natural 1, wild magic will happen. Tides of Chaos removes the d20. But because we're in the Feywild, Tides of Chaos kind of does nothing except give me advantage.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I have to have a wild magic surge in order to get that back again.
Gotcha.
Which you
That's wrong.
do every single time you cast a wizard spell.
Except when you stop me from casting Silvery Barbs.
I had a better idea that got rid of one opponent.
All right. The shrub.
All right, Shrub though. Shrub is going to climb one of the shield guys like a rampart,
Okay.
stand atop it, and fire
Okay.
His sniper post.
at whatever is closest.
Go ahead. Roll the hit. Aw. Oh. Closest thing is a zombie, so that's gonna hit.
And we're doubling fire damage here,
Yes, fire damage is still doubled.
so 16.
And doesn't that get rid of undead fortitude? Since
Yes.
it's basically burning.
Yes. So how do you want to do this?
I believe the shield golem thing is in a deep fight with the zombie, very close, and then Shrub just jumps on top and blasts fire like a shower head down this thing.
Just open maw, just.
Wow.
I'm now just imagining Shin Godzilla just gah.
All right.
And then the shield golem stops, turns side to side looking for the target, then continues to something else, with Shrub standing proudly atop.
All right. Moving on.
Don't feed her ego anymore, please.
Speaking of, Shield Guardian is going to go ahead and attack the brute.
He has
Missed.
advantage because flanked.
The brute isn't flanked, is it? Oh, right.
Chisel is the blank.
Natural 20. Good call.
I may be small, but I am mighty. Actually, technically, I'm not small. I'm large.
All right.
Here you are, buddy.
Is killed.
I'm taller than you.
You
No.
watch as this thing pulls its fist back and connects the zombie brute, decapitating both of its heads. It does get to make a con save to see if it still gets back up regardless. It does not get back up.
Now we just have zombies to deal with.
Zombie brute is down. Yeah. Next up is another zombie. Natural 1, misses, smacks its friend for 2 damage.
Oh,
Welcome back, Evan. The brute is dead.
yes!
Top of the round, 7. You are
Cool.
shackled and very much unable to do much of anything.
Well, I'm
You
still
can cut
gonna...
off your hand.
Well, first I gotta stop, prevent any more bleeding by cutting off the blood flow, which I'm going to do.
Go ahead and make me another strength check, please.
10.
My brother.
You need a better strength.
I
He
built
needs a better arm.
I built Thevin to be dexterous, not strong.
You start pulling, and once again, the hand is moving just way too much.
At least
You
it's not
have-
a not one.
The shackles prevent the hand from spreading the curse further up your arm, but you very much don't have control over it. You hear...
Wait. These shackles, they're supposed to fit around any, like, are they adjustable?
No, they like automatically fit. It's not like a thing
Okay.
you adjust. I know what
Okay.
you were trying to do, and unfortunately that's not gonna work here.
Okay.
What was he trying to do?
He was gonna try and tighten them enough to the point that the hand just falls off.
Well, no, not just falls off. Tighten them enough to stop, blood, because if I do cut off my hand, I gotta have something to stop the bleeding besides just a heal spell.
Cauterize it. You literally have a guy on fire.
Yeah, just punch the stump into Redwood's burning arm.
It's better
Actually-
than losing your arm.
Well,
So you were gonna say something, Eli.
I don't remember what it was that I was going to say, if I'm being
Okay.
honest.
Okay.
So that is your turn, unfortunately, since you can't aid in combat at the moment.
I mean, if you allow me to take out the tooth dagger and right at the wrist, at the end of the cuff, start sawing away.
Ooh. Okay, if you really want to do that, you're gonna have to roll and beat your AC, and then you will have to roll damage on yourself. You will begin to get headway. Okay.
Yep.
So,
Of course you hit, but you can't tie a tourniquet. It does necrotic damage.
Yep.
so you have the shackle on your wrist, right? The curse
Yeah.
has gone to your below your elbow. Is that where you're starting to cut?
I'll go like halfway down the arm.
Okay, so you start to cut halfway down the forearm. You are literally sawing the serrated dagger into your flesh.
Yep. So Thevin is not reasonable right now. Thevin is pissed. He is scared. He is afraid, and he's angry.
This is the
And
first
upset.
time.
You just said two words that have cinnamons, and you just said both of them.
Cinnamon?
Yes.
Yes,
Cinnamon. Alright.
cinnamon.
So, Seven, you begin to make the hacking away of your arm. I will say, again, you are taking the damage doing
Yep.
yourself. And also,
Oh,
once you get to the bone, it's going to be a struggle. This isn't like a steel weapon or anything where you can just start sawing it away like
I know. I know.
Well, if he gets to the bone, he could literally just brace and then just slam his hand down, breaking the bone.
Yeah, that's.
I don't
You said it was gonna be a struggle, but that's not a struggle. He's already bleeding by that point.
But it's still, you have to bone isn't bone may be we may think of bone as fragile, but bone is strong. It's not, especially if it's still in a living organism. Jared,
Don't attempt this.
Jared,
Do not attempt this to find out. You fucking idiot.
don't put a knife to it.
I don't trust you. Let's see for ourselves.
1 hour later, we just see Jared being carted off screen.
I do have a dagger.
No!
Oh. Someone call the police on this man. He's a danger to himself.
Please don't. That's
Moving
a
on.
joke. Please don't call the police on us.
Yeah, please. All of this is again jokes. Moving on.
You know what? If getting swatted is what it takes in order to get people on this channel, fucking do it.
No,
No!
do not do that.
Let's get viewers. Let's get viewers.
Stop.
Having Jared's house raided.
I am editing this out on purpose. This part is not going to stay in the.
You don't edit these.
I will edit this.
Making a note, a physical, mental, digital, all the notes to edit this out.
Don't worry, I'll just distract you with Goat Simulator.
Anyways, Let's
Anywho,
continue.
yes, moving on. So, 2 zombies. Both of them missed. 2 shield guardians. Both of them also miss. Chisel, return.
Hi. So my leg is currently cursed.
Your leg is currently cursed and keeping you in place. Or trying to.
Trying to.
It has,
I'm
at
gonna
this
put
point,
my frozen hammer against where it's not connected. Where it's not corrupted just yet.
so you're trying to freeze it out, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Okay. You reach for that magic from Frostringer. You hear a familiar, like, grumbling, growling laughter sort of sound as you connect the hammer's freezing cracks to your leg, as it starts to numb that area and kind of encapsulate it in a ring. You instantly get frostbite, so I will need you to take doubling your hammer's frost damage to yourself.
So that's. Should I just roll a d12 or 2d6?
Just roll 2d6. You take 11 damage from the frost onto yourself. The curse cannot spread because this is divine ice magic. However, your leg still is not yours to control.
I honestly don't really care about that, as long as it's not spreading.
Yeah, it's not spreading. But
How far up is it?
It is.
Shin, knee, thigh.
It is directly below, like, the joint of your knee. So you had to,
upper,
like, you had
upper shin.
yeah.
I had to freeze my knee.
You had to freeze your knee, which means you cannot bend it.
Frozen kneecaps.
Now, here's the thing about frostbite, and I will let you do with this information what you will, because you know what frostbite does to a person. Frostbite makes it so, like, do you know that scene in Pirates of the Caribbean when they're trying to get to Jack after he's been taken to Davy Jones's locker, and the one guy's massaging his feet, but he's got frostbite, so his toe snaps off?
I trust Redwood.
All right.
And then I'm going to swing at 2 zombies.
Okay, go ahead and swing.
Swing!
That hits.
Damage!
Okay.
Frost! And I'm going to swing at another zombie because I no longer trust you to tell me if they're dead or not. 22, that's going to hit. And
11.
11 damage.
Okay.
I forgot to add Giant Smite, so let me add Giant Smite for the first attack, so that's 10.
10.
Second is 15.
Okay, both are dead, and the moment that the bodies crumple to the floor, they burst into flame. This has got
I don't have
multiple
that.
things going on right now.
I don't have that. Anyways, I'm going to slowly
Redwood's
make
working
my
on it.
way with 15 movement to the next zombie.
Okay.
Just dragging his leg.
Limp leg drag.
This is where Chisel thrives, is in combat. He's not gonna let a frostbitten leg stop him.
Oh, you start dragging your leg? Alright. Chisel, you had killed the zombie that was between you and Redwood, so Redwood, it is your turn. Roll me that wisdom saving throw.
Can you still only barbs yourself?
I don't think you can. You can, I don't...
Why would you?
Just in case if you get a nat 1.
No. What Silvery Barb does first, it gives someone disadvantage.
Silver
Then you
Barb,
give.
the trigger is something succeeds.
Oh, I thought
So
it was
you
just
were basically
another
being
roll.
like, I'm going to make myself fail.
I succeeded! I make myself suffer!
I mean,
Never let them know your next move.
never let them know your next move. Alright, go ahead and roll me that wisdom saving throw, Casey. 12. The
Did I
hand.
give him advantage? Probably not, because he already rolled.
Yeah, no, you cannot give him advantage for this. The hand begins to start closing in on your neck, the flames licking way too close to your face. You are struggling. I'm going to need you to roll me a strength check to keep this thing away from your throat.
I'm giving you advantage for that.
Oh, sorry.
One. You keep it away
Just-
from your.
No!
You keep it away from your throat, but you
I
cannot.
said no, Satan.
You cannot take any sort of actions during this turn.
Unless if it doesn't require... It's not somatic. It's
No, it's
the other one.
It's somatic, verbal somatic.
Yeah.
And material.
As long as it doesn't
So-
cost like somatic.
Since I can't take an actual action,
Do you want to try the spell thing again?
well, remove curse and dispel magic both have somatic components.
Oh, okay.
But would I be able to take that time and start putting together the puzzle? Add the 6 seconds to the next 6 seconds.
It would
Sure.
decrease by 2.
Sure. You will still need to get.
I won't be able to do anything this turn because this is the
No,
6
you
seconds.
won't. But I will say that you will be able to roll the next one with advantage. If you manage to succeed on making the wisdom saving throw.
What?
I'm making what?
On making the wisdom saving throw. Alright.
As long as God doesn't overtake my brain.
It is Shrub's turn.
Shrub is being the flamethrower.
I'm the flamethrower.
The flamethrower.
Alright.
I remember there was a specific name for a German flamethrower, but I immediately forgot it.
Fufamfala.
I don't
No.
think that's it, and I think
No,
we just offended
that's
any
not
potential
it.
German viewers. Alright.
Flammenwerfer.
Alright. Go ahead and roll me that roll to hit for Shrub.
It is a Flammenwerfer. It werfs Flammen.
Oh! Shit! Shrub don't miss! She hits exactly what she needs to.
And that thing might be chisel.
I can take it!
Doubled fire damage.
Oh no, it's a d6.
It's doubled fire
Also-
damage.
Oh no! I have 83 HP!
Actually, Seven, you will be the one taking this hit. Go
I'm
ahead
at
and roll me
17
two-
HP.
Go ahead and roll me those 2d6s.
How?
How what?
If Shrub is standing on top of the stone golem is deciding where they're going. The stone golem has a creature enemy between and then chisel on the other side. How the fuck is he hitting Seven over there?
Okay, fine. Go ahead, roll me the damage for chisel.
So 14, so that's... 83 minus 14, that's 69.
Oh my god.
69!
We can't lose now. It's impossible to lose. We'll get out of this now.
Flammenwerfer. The
This-
Flammenwerfer.
This is where I quit as a DM. This is it. Alright. Moving on. So that Shrub's
Shrub
turn.
is a Flammenwerfer. It werfs Flammen.
Shield Guardian misses. You guys basically only have 2 zombies left. But,
And then we're the problem.
Yes, but then we can end combat and you can start experimenting.
well, no, you guys are technically still in combat because you are fighting yourselves.
Mhm.
So,
I just can't move.
yeah, you can't do anything. You're stuck in place. It's
It's
like
just...
your foot's cold.
My foot's cold, that's it.
So, zombie is gonna go ahead and roll to attack here. Can't see that. That's caught. These B dice are cute. The problem is I can't see the numbers.
I honestly would paint the numbers.
They're painted. It's just that this is a clear...
It looks painted white.
It's painted silver.
That doesn't help my argument.
Take
That
some
is-
black acrylic, you can fill them in.
Anyways, zombie misses. Going back to the top of the round, 7.
Alright, gonna activate wolf form so I have temporary HP and still cutting at that dagger.
Okay.
With the dagger.
You're still
He's
cutting.
gonna go down. I know it.
I'm not going to make you roll to hit. I will just make you
Mhm.
roll damage.
Alright.
Because you technically
And-
already have the blade in your skin.
And just so we can get the rules cleared, depending on how much damage I do, does that, hasten getting through? Because if I roll high and it's still only halfway through, then that's gonna really suck.
It will speed up the process. I think if you will get a high enough roll, you will hit bone. But you
Alright.
will not be able to go further than that during this turn.
Well, I feel like so last time I did 15 damage to myself, and the
16.
arm is not that thick. Like this is a huge chunk of meat, so I should already actually be at bone from the first real get in. So it's just going through the bone.
I will say this, just to make it fair.
Mhm.
You are at bone. In order to saw through solid bone of a living creature, you will need a natural 20.
How do I get natural 20 if I'm just rolling damage?
Right. Oh my god.
You need max damage.
You need max damage. Thank you.
So that would be
That would be
a 6 on the d6.
You have just
Because
back scratcher in your hand right now?
no, it's the dagger.
Oh, okay. I was like,
It just-
what?
just
Cool.
the snake
It has a cobra hilt.
because he wanted to be fancy. You got
That's-
through bone.
Yeah, that's a 6 on the die.
You got through bone. You're cutting through bone. Your arm now cut at the flesh. It's still twitching, but it's now hanging off by the remaining sliver of meat and skin.
Since I have an extra attack, can I just real quick cut off the rest?
We'll allow it.
Yeah, so he just cuts off the rest. Fucking finally! Plunges the stub into Redwood's arm.
Redwood is not close enough for you to do that.
How far away is he?
He is about
Well, Fevin is no longer chained to the statue.
That is true.
Yeah.
You do have your movement.
Yeah.
So you run
He
over.
He did just cancel that out.
All right. So here's my question. So you plunge your stub into Redwood's hand of holy fire.
Yes.
That's also not in his control currently.
No, the one that's normal is the one that's right.
He hasn't activated.
No, I
it
have
yet.
not activated my other arm. I am a stump and a burning arm.
Ah. I thought he had it activated.
No, he does not.
Not yet.
That's only for emergencies.
Fire!
Good. Can I cast Cure Wounds on myself?
He does still have one hand to do somatic.
I will allow it.
Wow.
However, it
So-
will not remove. The curse isn't spreading, but it will not remove that crusted part from.
That's not my goal. My goal is to
He's
stop
closing the
bleeding.
wound.
I am closing the wound.
Got it. We now have 2
No,
party
yeah.
members.
Cauterize yourself with holy fire.
Okay. You start to close the wound on your arm. It's gonna be a slow process, but you only need to cast the spell once to get it started.
Yeah.
All right, that is your turn, 7.
Yep.
Zombie. Miss. Shield Guardians. Folks are going to hit this zombie. Is
Go.
now just dead. And then, wait. Oh yeah, both hit. So both zombies are now dead. Both zombies are dead. We're still in combat. The Shield Guardians begin to make their way to their original places of rest I guess I should say. But
I
that
should have
means
asked if this was poison.
the arm thing that's happening,
Yeah.
it's
I
not.
have a saving. Okay, I have advantage
It's
against
sentient.
poison.
Yeah, this is like a curse.
Speaking of, Chisel,
Yes.
it is your turn.
Well,
Combat-
it's not spreading, so I'm just gonna slowly make my way to Redwood
Okay, you start making your way to Redwood. Speaking of,
with my 15 feet movement.
get there. He's like right next to you. Redwood, you're up.
Fuck.
I'm going to give Redwood advantage on Wisdom.
Okay.
Because he is the saving grace currently.
Mm-hmm.
This is intelligence.
Yeah, I'm giving you advantage.
All right. Eli said I already got the advantage. Can we take?
You're-
Can we exchange the advantage from the other 6 seconds to nudge?
No, you still need to make the Wisdom save, remember?
Oh, my own wisdom save. I got a +8 on those.
You still have
You know what?
advantage.
Put that energy in the universe if you want to succeed.
I realized it as I said it.
Okay. You have control of your hand.
Okay.
Make that intelligence.
Everything is on the fucking line.
Saved yourself.
If I can
Before-
get this fucking spell, I can get everybody, but I need to get this fucking spell.
Well, you have advantage.
Excitement.
But this is Arcana, correct?
It is a basic intelligence.
Intelligence.
Oh.
It's also wizardry. There's no way in hell you help here.
I have advantage in Arcana thanks to a rune.
Fantastic. I am making a new recipe.
You
Here we go, baby!
let's fucking go. All right. With a natural 20 for a total of 22, you managed to get the necessary ingredients to make a spell that you whip up on the fly.
Only took, what, 3-4 turns?
3 tries, actually.
Hey, you know what? 3rd time's a charm.
Do it on yourself
Alright.
first.
As soon as Redwood figures out the proper combinations and things start stabilizing, this is unfortunately a wizard spell. I'm going to pull out the other arm to cast it on myself.
You cast it on yourself. The curse stops. Instead of the purple, sickly, neon-like haze of the cracks from the original, it's more like still like that magma-like texture. There's still that stone there. So you didn't lose your hand, but it's also not your flesh hand anymore. From the 2 inches below your wrist up.
You have made the level 11 drawings more difficult.
I have no one to blame for this but myself.
Alright. That's going to cost me a 3rd level spell slot to cast it myself. I'm going to immediately turn to... Well, Devin, are you still officially cursed? You're missing the hand.
He's cut his hand off. He's not cursed, but he is fucked up.
Oh, yeah, I got some
Not the
block here.
Chisel.
Okay.
Hey, just Chisel standing there, slightly crooked. Hi.
We remove cursing on Chisel's leg.
You cast.
Does that heat the ice as well, since his hand is currently on fire?
Am I missing something? Why is heating the ice a bad thing? What ice?
It's not. It just gets rid of frostbite.
Well, so here's the thing. That's not how frostbite works.
No.
I live in Florida. I don't know what frostbite is.
Frostbite is when your flesh freezes to the point of being like an ice shard, making you It's severe and it's bad, and you don't want it. Is basically the answer. You cannot melt.
It's not coated in ice. The actual flesh gets necrotic
Yes.
if left for too long.
And it's only been 12 seconds since I did that.
It's still not good.
But
Not
what we're
good
at,
is better
Yeah,
than
it's-
lost leg.
Fair enough.
yeah,
Quit making us amputees.
this is recoverable for Chisel.
Okay.
I walk with a limp.
So you cast Remove Curse on Chisel. Stone Guardians begin to move back to their original positions. Things settle and become quiet.
I want to go home.
The leftover chaos of this instance, of this combat, has left you all weak and severely injured. You have
Seven.
all been touched by something beyond your realm of understanding, physically and spiritually and mentally, in a way that has left its mark.
Devin just, once the bleeding has stopped on his arm, just goes over to his broken bow and just, with his one hand, just starts gathering up pieces to put in his bag.
You gather
Keep
up
that on.
You gather up the remnants of your chopped off hand, which is now a. You
Oh, I wasn't going for the hand. I'm going for the bow.
Oh, your bow.
The bow that's shattered.
Right. You pick up your
Oh,
shattered bow.
Bring that here. I'm a wizard. This is what I do.
You begin to mend it.
Hey, thanks, Redwood. Not real use now, huh? As he just kind of throws up the limb.
You're the clever soul.
Unfortunately,
I'm sure you can find a way to use it.
unfortunately, your family's boon on your bow is no longer present.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
you still
can't restore magic.
But you still have your bow back, even though you are missing a limb and are unable.
Yep.
So, hang on, my Discord's being funky. Okay. But Redwood, your hand now looks very similar to your magma arm, but on like a lesser scale. You have some feeling in it, but not all. There's very obvious nerve damage. Your hand resembles stone. Chisel, your leg is very similar. You have the cracks from the curse rivulets that had originally grown on your foot and your leg. Seven, you pick up the limb that was your hand, and it feels heavy like stone. It has a very sort of dusty black color to it, and there's still those cracks to it. And you have to be careful because if you pick it up too quickly or you jostle it too much, it will basically turn to ash.
That was gonna carefully wrap it up as carefully as he can with only one hand, and hand it to Redwood. Aye, magic is your deal.
I think I have a plan with this, but it will take some time.
Honestly, I don't care what you do with it right now.
Grub kind of looks to everybody, sees that you seven are missing a limb, and just kind of like rubs herself on your leg, cat style, as like a attempt of comfort.
Then we'll bend down to pet Shrub.
She'll push her head into your hand. She's no longer on fire, so it's safe to do this, I would like to mention. And
You lose your other hand.
this is where we are going to take a 10-minute break for everyone to use the bathroom, get food. So we will be back. We hope you stick around.
Yee.
my vision sucks.
About me.
Watching that.
And we
For
are
when
back.
Hattie.
We're watching the movie.
You guys are watching the.
Yeah, you left the door open. We could see the movie.
They were watching Spider-Man. No Way. What was it? No Way Home.
No Way Home.
They were watching Spider-Man No Way Home from my open door to my bedroom. Because my dad's watching it in the other room. Because of course they were. Okay. Well, welcome back, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We are once again within the catacombs with these 4 individuals, or 3 individuals and a fox.
Shut up,
Not an
person.
individual.
Sorry, how dare I?
Eli, we're still on the starting screen.
Oh, shit. There you go.
Open the book.
We are still within these catacombs. All of you are different levels of messed up from this encounter. Be it physically, mentally, emotionally. spiritually. But the... Oh.
Who was I hearing? You never specified. You just said a familiar voice.
I did not say if, which... You're gonna have to be specific. Which time?
Both. When I was basically trying to cancel out the curse.
Well, the canceling out was Frostbringer. You know that one. The second voice.
The one that called me a little one.
Yeah, that was
Since
not...
I'm technically now a medium-sized creature, I am no longer small.
Well, compared to this being, I could be a little one.
You Chisel have no idea who this second voice could be.
Oh, lovely. I have 2 gods in my head now.
First time?
Technically, no.
First time for 2.
First time for 2. Let's hope for 3 next time.
Anyway, good God. Stop. I will end this session right here, right now. Don't think I won't.
I do.
Now I'm all sidetracked. Fuck.
We're back
just
where we
finished
came. We're
combat.
depressed. Depression.
Yes.
It's what's for dinner.
A swirling flame visage of Ithis appears. Only from like the shoulders up, but appears.
Oh, a bust.
Yeah, but nonetheless, she appears. Her voice is very much like the sound of roaring flame when she speaks, kind of has that sort of tone to it underneath her voice as she speaks. Where are you?
Feywild.
You're in the... Why are you in the Feywilds?
To talk to a dead man.
She
We need
sighed.
information regarding the war between the Fae and the gods. And I think we got more than we wanted.
All in a mission to fucking scoop the blades. So you're welcome.
With this, you actually see that from somewhere invisible, she like kind of lifts a hand that appears in the flame that kind of runs over her forehead as she like tries to keep whatever headache or migraine that she's got at bay. And she goes, "Okay,
She honestly should be used to this by now.
I should be, but I'm not. So I've got a million different things on my plate. Okay, so you're in the Feywilds. I'm assuming the individual that you had attempted a conversation with was Neuros, the brother of Pardash and Orissa Blackthorn.
I
Yes.
I am sorry that had gone sideways for you, but you can't stay there.
Oh, we want to leave as soon as possible.
I can assist.
We were just about to call for aid.
Okay. I can assist and open a portal to wherever it is you're trying to go, which is...
We need to go to Velico Devo.
She nods and goes, alright, I can get you there. But do me a favor and try and keep the chaos to a minimum. The heavens here are a bit of a scramble right now.
What part of this entire journey makes you think it was our idea?
She just kind of, you see her like another hand come up and like rub her temples and goes, I know. It's been a long few days. Not just for you.
Few days? It's only been a day and a half for us.
When did you enter the Feywilds?
Day and a half ago.
Aye, day and a half ago.
Yeah.
So you've been there for 3 weeks. Got it.
Fantastic.
Time
Oh yeah, time
works
works
differently.
different here.
I will
I
send...
think it worked the other way around.
I'm going to send you to Velico Devo. Don't move, stay still, and seek immediate medical attention.
Oh yeah, ain't that your hometown, Redwood?
As you say this, a portal of flame alights in all around all three of you and Shrub. And when you blink, you are within the center of the village of Velico Devo.
Ah,
Yes. Yes, it is.
Velico Devo, a bustling village, probably the largest that any of you have been to, not just since this traveling started, but in your lifetimes. It is filled to the brim with a variety of trees and wild plant life. The villagers of Velico Devo, however, do not stay on the ground. In fact, they live within the treetops themselves. Vines and wood and stone mixed matched together through magical means to create a thriving treetop village. The spaces itself are open and airy, with the occasional fur or skin or fabric used to create some sort of privacy covering. But the canopies themselves are tall and majestic, and form a ring around the biggest willow tree that stands proudly with a thick trunk that reaches all the way deep into the ground. Proudly, a squirrel. Any creature you see climbing on this tree looks minuscule upon it. The Haven Tree. A symbol of the love that the gods of nature themselves hold for the life here within Umaria and beyond. It is peaceful and serene. Redwood. Behind you, you hear a familiar voice that you haven't heard since you left your village. It's... Remind me, did we say that you had siblings?
I do not recall that we did.
Well, you hear the familiar voice of the voices of your younger twin siblings. Both girls. as they simultaneously say, Redwood?
I'd like to make a little editor's note here. That name came after I left.
Right. Remind me what your original name was again.
Bellin.
Bellin.
Bellyn.
Melon.
Bellin?
Who the fuck is Bellin?
Hey, someone talking to us.
Suddenly, the sound of two baskets falling and being dropped to the ground as two around like young like if like Redwood is considered to be like a teenager, these are like preteen kids as they run up to Redwood, who compared to them is much taller, as they both suddenly hug you around your waist. They are completely identical, but they have characteristics that are similar to Redwood. Brown hair that's wavy and wild, the tanned skin, pointed ears. The only difference is that they both have heterochromia. The
Split on one side.
if they stand next to each other, the one's eye, like right eye, and the other's left eye, are different colors from the original green of the family. The other one being a very beautiful silver color. They both look to you, Redwood.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. Too early for this. As Chisel just falls onto his back. His leg is basically killing him right now.
Hey, your real name's Bellum? As Devin follows suits.
Who are these people?
They are my current traveling companions.
Why do they look so messed up?
Redwood raises the stump. We're all a little bit messed up right now.
Oh look! Hey Devin!
Yeah?
They're twins!
Oh yeah, they are!
No, I mean you and Redwood.
I think it takes more than missing an arm to be twins.
I'm missing my upper half of my right arm. He's missing the middle forearm of his left.
The two
You're
twins.
both missing an arm.
The two twins, who the only sort of defining characteristic about this that allows you to differentiate them isn't just their eyes, but also they are both wearing diamond earrings. That's kind of like they have like a sort of it's like a leather cord that has a jet, like a crystal of sorts, tied on their like right ear, tied into place. The one with the purple crystal tied to it is known as Galia, Gaylia, and the one with the emerald crystal tied into it is Selena, Celaena.
What was that last one again?
Selena.
Selena.
But they both
I'll
look.
just pick that up again, Cordy.
They both look to you and go, I thought you left.
I did.
Why?
My journey's not over, but it required I come back here.
You hear
now.
a deeper voice going, Selena, Eliar, Are you? You recognize this to be the voice of your older brother.
Oi, Chisel. We're meeting the whole family.
I wonder if it's as big as mine.
Probably not.
You see
I don't think there's any family bigger than yours.
You see another elf individual walking forward. Redwood is lanky in terms of his build. He's not thin, but he is more lean. This individual is not that. This individual
Bulk.
is
He is bulk.
very much bulk. You see that he's got.
Elf.
You see that he's got he has a long bow on his back that's very intricately and beautifully carved. He wears archery bracers made of leather on his wrists. He has a scar that goes from his right temple down to the corner of his the right corner of his mouth. His hair is shorter, tied back into a ponytail. The waves kind of curling together at the back. Gray eyes. He too kind of has a dirt-like paint on his face in a different pattern from Redwood's, but still there. And he pauses when he sees you, Redwood.
Well, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we're just here for
Please.
small time.
Well, the lasses. I will hope. Do you know any good healers in this place?
You watch as the older individual, Redwood, his name is Aien, A-I-E-N. He puts himself between you and your younger sisters. Anyone who would like to do an insight check?
No,
10.
that's not it. No, that's not it. Do I not have insight? Hold on.
You should have insight. Everyone has insight.
I know, I'm checking something. Intimidation, ammo handling. Stormwind is arcana checks.
Try to see if something gives him advantage.
Yeah. So it was insight?
Yep.
Oh, that's. Let me re-roll that because I had the. Okay. Just, I have my eyes closed.
We're too tired.
Redwood got the most healing out of all of us.
Redwood, are you also rolling insight?
Sure, I figured this was something Redwood was aware of as a character.
This is very standoffish behavior. This is someone trying to keep a distance between people that they care about versus people that they deem not necessarily as a threat, but they're cautious of.
Strangers.
It's been a while, Ian.
It has.
Glad to see you're doing well. Minus the Gawa. That's interesting.
Someone had to protect the family after you left.
You say it like it's my choice.
It was your choice. You could have studied your circle here, if you really wanted to, but you left.
It's not safe here.
No. I suppose we have you to thank for that. You watch.
Never the practical one.
You watch as Khalid, not Khalid. As
Ayan?
as no.
Galia? Selena?
S-
You can't say the names you gave.
I can't say the names apparently. You watch as Celia tugs on the kind of like the skirt like item that covers up Ian's like he's like wearing like a sort of like a robe like item, and you watch as she tugs the skirt of it and goes, "They need healing, Ian. Like bad." He looks to Chisel and Thevin. Thevin, are you still in your wolf form?
Oh no, I
Doesn't
got
that
out
have
that a
a
while ago.
time?
No, I can exit out of it.
Okay, so you left your wolf form.
Hmm?
He looks to both of you and goes, "Fine." And he whistles, and two other early individuals, one human, the other one also elf, both come over and help you both to your feet and start taking you to a sort of medical portion.
Wait, human? I thought humans
village.
weren't a thing in this world yet.
Humans are a thing.
Humans are a thing.
You just haven't met
Half.
a lot of them yet. Like,
And most of the half races don't exist.
I know the half races exist. Oh, okay.
The humans are around, they just haven't fucked everything yet.
They're not the dominant race yet, which is honestly interesting to think about.
I am going to follow behind people taking Thevin and Chisel, and I'm not going to glance at Ayan.
you start to walk, but he does grab your upper arm and go, "If you cause problems." It's the only warning he gives you as he lets you go to keep walking.
I'm
So-
only here as long as I have to.
I have a question. Chisel is being dragged, carried.
Carried.
What is happening? Carried. Chisel's gonna slowly pull down the headband that he's wearing. He's gonna seem more vulnerable than he actually is.
Okay. Roll me a performance.
$16.
You get the effect that you want. They're careful with you. I mean, it's also the fact that you have like this crusty like injury on your leg as well that kind of does it. Thevin, they're not too careful with you. Like, they're mindful of your injury, but it's like you're strangers in their village. They don't know anything about you. They don't know who you are. They're giving you the medical attention because someone else of their own asked them to.
Yeah. So, y'all having a good bakeries around here?
They probably won't give you anything.
Ah, if it's, courtesy.
We are visitors here, not guests.
We are visitors in Chisel's place, and if my village were still around, we would have treated y'all nicely too.
That's the
Velko
difference.
Tavo works differently.
That is a fancy place you got here.
Yeah, what does it look like?
Trees? Big trees. Like, bigger than almost the mountains. At least one is.
You all continue on your way. Shrub has been silent the entire time during this journey. Redwood, she does jump up onto your shoulders as kind of like both a comforting method and to like keep close. She looks to you and goes and like kind of whispers to you, "You gonna be okay, boss?"
I'll be fine. I would just like to get our business, get our information, and get out of here. There are more important places to be. Now, I feel I owe the two of you an explanation around here. Well,
I mean, it would be nice, but I'm not going to force you to.
I think we should save that for private. You are still being led to, like, the medical area of the village. You aren't fully in private yet.
Hey guys, I have a question. Is it normal for your ears to ring?
My ears are ringing a little bit too. I think that's the wolves.
That's Ethis' magic. It interacts with your ears, your mind. It's the riddles.
How long does that last?
Approximately 2 hours.
Oh, great.
Oh boy.
Once. Can someone help us and not fuck us in the ass?
They're going to help us just enough to keep us alive.
Oh, great.
Like I
Eventually,
said, visitors, not guests.
eventually, you do make it to a sort of medical building of sorts within the village after taking several bridges and going across several platforms. Redwood, roll me a perception check.
Everyone's staring at you.
Yeah. There are a lot of faces that are looking at you. Not necessarily, not all of them are hostile, but a lot of them are more curious. Why are you back? What do you want? You haven't been back for the past 13 years. Why are you coming back now?
Then wouldn't they not be able to recognize him? He's changed a lot in those 13 years.
Yeah, but his face hasn't really changed. And I think he got
It's-
younger.
He's also
Um,
I still...
he's also an
I aged. Visually, I've aged 4 years.
Oh!
It's
Hey.
been 13, and I got Wild Magic back 9.
Oh! Never mind. So yeah, you don't really look that much different, do you?
Except the arms. Those are fairly different.
The singed shirts and everything.
people are looking at you, and very few are trying to hide it. It's very
Always
clear
the
that
people.
this isolationist village is not happy to have unannounced visitors in their commune. Eventually, however, you do make it to this building. All three of you are led inside, taken to a separate room, and then kind of left to wait for medical attention.
Alright. I'll start with some of the basics.
You blew up the
Around
top.
here, well, that's a more complicated issue. The first and foremost, you will hear me called Bellin. That is not a pseudonym, that is my actual name. Redwood is a name I gave myself, under Oron's guidance.
Tutelage.
Redwood is a name I call myself to protect myself. But the people here know me as Bellin. And it is not a name that is carried lightly here. Veliker Devoe and most of the Great Forest is ruled by positions. You hold your position, you keep your position, and you grow taller like the trees. And the shade of the trees does kill off any beneath them. So losing your position is losing everything. Most of the time, a family branch will work together, and you'll have similar veins of magic, and you'll have a house that specializes in healing magic, the one we're in here now. As you might have guessed, my magical discovery was not of the normal type. I quite literally blew up. Set fire to... How much did we say exactly?
A chunk of the forest, I do remember that.
A decent chunk, if I remember exactly.
You lit enough fire for it to get way too close and uncomfortably so to the Haven tree.
Mm-hmm.
It has taken them years to get any headway to recover from the burning that you had done, and are still attempting to make progress.
At the time of my magical awakening, it also summoned some form of creature that attempted to hunt me. It and myself caused a grand fire within the forest. And especially being so close to the Haven Tree, it was not a great idea for me to stay here. No one else had seen the creature, and so it was believed to be entirely me. I left the village for both the safety of my family and myself, and the forest. Most of the time, when a druid of Elgadrill makes their journey, it is only for a couple of years to learn their magic and they come back to the family. I have been away 13 years. Not long for an elf, but very long for a child. So, my place in this forest is
No longer here.
not something I've yet to explore. So right now we are not welcome, but we are not pushed
Tolerated.
away.
Wait.
I do not know if being within my presence will make this situation more difficult or less, but regardless, I feel you need to be aware.
Right, understood. So what I'm hearing is we just rest up here long enough to get back on our feet, no more, no less, and then we make our way out of here.
If I remember correctly, we were here for information regarding one of the gods. There
Hey,
are
yeah,
quite
we
a
can do
few
that
peop-
while we rest.
With the amount of people here in the village, we can get a lot of information.
If
They'll-
they'll talk to you.
If they'll talk to me.
There
That would be the
is
challenge.
a knock of wood as someone knocks on your room. You see, it's a healer. They look at you, Redwood. They recognize you, probably someone that you had grown up with at some point, but you don't really remember their name. This village is big. And you start getting the medical attention. This person is very much a druid that focuses more on the healing aspect than anything else, as they start working on tending to your injuries as best as they can without aggravating them further. Your limbs, for all of you, are unfortunately beyond full repair.
I just need it to move.
Yes, Chisel, you still have your movement speed, but your dashing speed has been reduced by 15 feet.
So not really any use for dashing.
Unfortunately. You are basically dragging a hunk of stone for a leg.
I have a question. So, you know how I activated Redwood's stone hand? Could I do the same with my foot?
My hand was a gift from a god.
Yes, but
But-
I activated the touch of it with a cloud rune because it gave sleight of hand.
I do not recall you doing this.
Oh yeah, we had the whole bit where he gave me a touch sensation as I was carving into my arm.
Oh, right.
And right before he tattooed more spells onto him.
I do remember this.
Yeah.
You can give yourself, like, you still have, here, let me be clear.
It's not an actual stone, it's stone textured on the skin.
Yes, it's not, so you have severe nerve damage. You have very slight feeling in your limbs. Devin, you don't have a limb to feel, so you don't gotta worry about that. The person that is healing you does see the missing limb, however, and goes, not gonna ask questions as to how you got like that. However, we can start working on making a replacement.
Hey, what kind of replacement?
One that will connect to you well enough to do the job. You're an archer, yes?
Aye?
Then this should suit you, but it will take time to make.
Right, fine. Sounds good. Thank you.
They nod. Look to you, Redwood. See your hand. See the still glowing, like, magma markings on it. And don't go anywhere near it. They just look to your hand and just kind of let it be. As if they know there's not much they can do for that. And they leave the room. A few moments pass, and you hear arguing. Very hefty arguing between the voice of your brother, Ayan, and an older feminine voice of your mother. Well, one of your mothers. As she comes in, she is very much adorned in sort of like this village's version of ceremonial-ish garb to prove her status, because she isn't just your mother, she is an advisor to the village chief. She sports very vibrant feathers within her hair, braided in with cords. She wears ceremonial paint along her jaw and down her neck, kind of like a tattoo-ish pattern. Gray eyes. Her hair, unlike yours, is more blonde, like a mousy blonde. And she is where you get your height from. She is a tall woman. And she pushes it open. She's got like a fur mantle on with like a cloak, and she enters the room. And she sees you sitting there, along with your two companions. She doesn't say anything at first, but she does approach you. And since you're sitting down, she kneels to be at eye level with you. Ellen?
Mother? Are you here to welcome me back as well?
You watch as your mother kind of looks at Ayan and gives him a glare, and Ayan just kind of like crosses his arms. And she goes, "Yes, and a proper welcome this time. Been to you."
What did you say?
I said, "What happened to you?" Sorry, I didn't realize that the mic didn't pick it up.
I just heard to you.
Oh.
I went out to find answers, and instead I found more questions, a quest, and dangers no man should face.
Takes a deep breath.
If it means anything, I've found ways to control the fire and exemplary ways of using it.
I trust that, otherwise you wouldn't be here. And these two are...
My traveling
Hello.
companions. They are both of the Northern Mountains. this is Chisel Havard and Bevan Winterfell.
Oh, nice meeting you.
Winterfell, as in the Winterfells from down further south in the swamps.
So, originally our family is up north. We ain't there anymore. The population has dropped down to 2. Me and my sister. My sister's the chiefess over there.
Yes, that's how I know the name.
Hey,
Your sister is a commendable leader, along with your
Aye.
aunt.
well, it's not
You.
so much anymore.
You are an asshole.
I really, if it wasn't Redwood's like fucking tense moments, Redwood would have absolutely said, "And her brother's a commendable ass."
Don't worry, I said it.
You say, well, used to be, and she just goes, oh, I'm so sorry for your loss.
I get what you mean by that, but well, yeah, we made it the bend near the end there. We still weren't that close. So, I've been over it.
Still must be hurtful to lose one's family.
You know, I'm kind of numb to that feeling.
Not going to ask. As she looks over to you, Chisel, and goes, it has been a long while since we've had a gnome pass through our forests. Please do not take anything that our people say to heart.
I am honest. And by the way, Chisel is currently not looking at her.
Right.
I'm fully playing into the blind thing. That's fine. I'm somewhat used to that.
Okay. She looks to you, Red.
You're not that way, are you?
Roll me another performance check, please.
I will give him a help action, just like a patriot here is blind, scarred from an early age.
So do it
So,
with advantage.
advantage. That's. I forgot to switch on advantage, so 17.
She nods and goes, well, we will try to be as accommodating as we can. Your mother wants to see you.
Wait, Fedwood, you have 2 mothers?
Yes, it does get slightly confusing. This is mother, the other one's mom.
Good to know.
She's in the main hall.
Oh, food sounds good. We didn't eat at all today.
It has been a while. Oh,
I guess
wait.
if you technically consider it, we haven't eaten in the past 3 weeks.
What?
No, we've eaten.
It's been confusing.
Oh, yeah, wait. Feywild bullshit. That's what you can call it.
The Feywilds.
No, I don't
That's-
think so.
Speaking of which, Redwood, that little trick you did to get
Seven?
rid of
Seven?
your...
Seven?
What?
7.
What?
She sounds like she's gonna have a
We
heart
only
attack.
need to speak what we need to.
Right, fine. Just finish your conversation.
We will meet Mom in the Great Halls.
She nods. Looks to Aen, who just releases a deep sigh through his nose and leaves with her through the doorway and back outside.
Redwood,
Yes?
she sounded like she was about to have a heart attack.
Which is why I'd rather not tell her we faced death on multiple occasions.
I mean, look at you guys.
We can't really. Just, by the way, Chisel
There's
is
a
now
difference.
lifting his headband. I don't think that's really a feasible thing to hide. You are missing a hand.
Also,
Showing that we've been in danger is very different than showing that we almost died.
Shrub kind
I
of
mean,
like
if you lose a limb...
Shrub like looks up to you, Chisel, and goes, "Why are you pretending to be blind?
Pity points.
That's okay. I don't get
It's
it,
a move.
but
If they underestimate
Oh,
me, if they
um,
become an enemy, they won't know that I can fight.
Other small detail, slightly lighter. Shrub's not actually her name.
oh yeah,
No, she's Shrub.
She's Uletta.
No, she's Shrub.
I'm just so
Sure.
used to hearing the name Shrub that Aletta doesn't really mean much to me."
I
And
saw
they're
your
Redwood.
shrub.
So, Shrub and Redwood.
Hey, I think just because we know your dark past or what the fuck happened here, doesn't mean you're not Redwood and you're not Shrub. Now stop the
Look
pity
at-
party
No.
and let's get back on mission.
We'll turn it to a pity parade.
Eventually, the nurse that had been assisting you all with your injuries does return with a prosthetic or replacement. It is very much bark with in the shape of a hand. It's very clearly solid wood. There's like the occasional like small sprout sticking out from between like the cracks in the bark. And she goes, just need to make sure that this is gonna fit. If you could hold out your arm, please.
Pulled out the stub.
Hold out the stub. And
Hey, Seven, may I see that after you guys are done?
slowly but surely, the hand slots into place, morphing itself to you. And you feel this weird sensation. It's not painful, but it's very clear that the vines and like the roots of the sprouts are starting to like burrow themselves into your flesh.
Seeing that fuse my body, I kind of over chisel like, well, I think it'd be a little difficult to show you like you want.
And she goes,
Can you
okay.
feel anything with it?
Click the eject button to take the arm off.
So, 7. This is the Blessing of the Haven Tree arm. It is a prosthetic. It is an attuned item. You are able to freely use the Druidcraft cantrip without expending any sort of slots or anything like that.
Ooh.
For free. You also have the ability to do something called a Splinter Dart. Basically, you are able to shoot a splinter about like half, like the size of like a crossbow bolt from your palm. It does a d6 plus your dex mod in terms of damage, and you can use it.
As a bonus action?
You can use it as like a main attack action, but it also has a secondary ability, which is the secondary ability is you can use it for the amount of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you can cast the entangle spell in order like again number equal to your proficiency bonus, and it recharges 1d4 uses after a long rest.
You look excited, Jason.
Well, Savage just got Druidcraft before I did.
Yeah.
I still don't have a magical hand.
Druids can't change their cantrips, they can change their spells. I don't have Druidcraft.
So that basically is what that arm does now.
Cool.
I'm not giving you back your family boon because holy shit, but I am giving you something.
Walking back
You
that
gave him the
area.
boon.
I did give him the boon, and that was because I didn't know any better.
And then you gave him 2 abilities you made up on the fly.
I did give him
This'll
2
be
abilities.
interesting.
But those are still like manageable abilities. It's not like a plus 12 to hit.
Jared will
Still
figure it out.
has a plus 12 to hit.
But yeah, you now have a replacement arm. She looks to you as it like grows into place, and she goes, okay, just gonna do a couple of quick things. Can you tap your pointer finger, like your thumb, to each of your fingers for me to check your movement in your hand?
I do it. How is it?
Smooth. I mean, it feels a little weird because it's
It's
very much, it's not necessarily phantom limb, but it's weird to like lose your arm and then suddenly have like a replacement like instantly afterwards. So it's like it's there, but it's gonna take some getting used to. She goes, okay. Now go ahead and just roll your wrist for me, please.
I do so.
And fluid. And she goes, okay. So you see that there's actually like on the palm of your hand, there's like patches of moss. That's kind of the same way that you would like expect like a lupine paw to be like. And you like
How fitting.
when you tap the tips of your fingers together, you do feel them. And you have an assumption that it's probably because the roots of the moss went past the bark and provided a sort of like sensation, nervous system to your hand.
Hey, Redwood. I wonder if he's gonna have a wooden foot the next time he changes.
He doesn't become full wolf.
Peg leg?
No.
It's a peg leg.
Anyways, but yeah, you now have a replacement limb.
Hey, that's weird. Thank you, but weird.
It's
Very strange.
It will take some getting used to.
Accidentally fires off the wood bolt.
Uh.
Whoa!
Roll a hit.
No.
Let's see where you.
No.
Let's see where it hits.
I'm not gonna do that. You're already in hot water enough as it is by being here. You test the feeling of the hand. It's very weird. The hand, it moves decently well, but you know, you're probably still gonna have that weird like the occasional phantom sensation of losing your limb and all that stuff. But once
It's not gonna be phantom. It's just gonna be Shrub playing with a dead limb.
moving on.
It's just...
Eventually you all, I'm assuming, like, eventually you all are properly fully treated. I would consider this a short rest for you guys, not a long one.
Yes. I'll
But-
just do it.
Okay. You all take your time to rest, and eventually, I'm assuming you all make your way to the Grand Hall.
Mm-hmm.
So you all make your way to the Grand Hall. The best way I can describe this place, since I didn't really necessarily do it justice, this is like Viking village in the treetops. It's got like the triangular buildings, it's got those sort of rooftop, sort of like the corner top designs of like various trees and the like up top. The roofing / walls of these buildings are made from vines that are heavily covered in leaves, wooden planks that are very much rough but still do the job, and vines create the pathways and the bridges and everything else. And it is very advanced compared to the rest of the world. You've been seeing stone, clay, mud, underground villages. I mean, it's not, you know, carved into a massive mountain, but it's still impressive. Eventually, you make it to the Grand Hall. It is the biggest space, the longest space within the village, and it is basically dead center of this, like, massive circular village space that wraps around the Haven Tree. It is, in fact, the only place that is the closest to the Haven Tree. Outside of this space, there are guards, people with various weapons stationed at the entryway. Aiden is kind of walking along them, keeping them in line. It's very clear he has some sort of commander status of some kind here. A position that he has earned through hard work. He doesn't glance your way as you all enter the Grand Hall. You see your two moms, one of which sitting upon a stone, rough-hewn looking stone-like throne, the other standing beside her, the one who had seen you within the medical hall earlier. Your other mother, beautiful fur mantle, braided cord sort of band around her head, very much free-flowing skins and fabric making up her attire. She has only a single sort of paint tattoo-like marking on her forehead that disappears into the sidelines of her hair by her temples. She has the bright green eyes that the rest of your family also has, except for your brother.
And mother.
And other mother. She looks to you, sees you. She's not unwelcoming. She is very much... You get the sense that she is, in fact, pleased to see you and know that you're alive. But she still has her role as the village chiefess to make sure that you and your companions are not a threat.
Not what?
A threat. She stands once you enter. You see that there are other guards kind of spattered around a little bit here, kind of in corners and up against walls. None of them actively tense on guard, but clearly there for her protection. She approaches you and you kind of meet her halfway.
Mom?
Ellen?
Glad to see everything is still standing.
She nods. She looks you up and down. You see her eyes linger on both your hand and your arm. And goes... Always leaving a little bit of ash wherever you go. She means it more as a playful jab than as an insult or anything like that. She looks to you.
And should we call it Ashwinder instead of Redwood?
Okay, that was good. That was good. You can never truly stay out of trouble, can you?
Redwood is going to pull out the magic arm. It does seem to find me.
She looks at it.
You're leaving more ash on the floor.
She looks at it and hears Chisel's words. She kind of chuckles a little bit and goes, I'm just glad you're alive.
Redwood's going to send a quick message at Chisel. Weren't you pretending to be blind?
I am blind. I can still see on the floor.
Not how that works!
I have blind sight for 5 feet. I'm standing right next to Redwood. I can see the floor.
I really want to smack
The blind side guy is like, man, you're making such a mess.
Yeah, what the fuck? She chuckles and goes, it does seem to always find you.
I did get younger. It was
I
interesting.
I do see that you don't look like you've aged much. Do you want to explain that, or am I just gonna have to guess?
Magic.
Ah. No,
As of
that's all the
recently.
answer that I need.
All right.
She
He is a lizard. A lizard.
I think you mean gizzard.
Ah, gizzard.
like looks
Or
to
is it
you,
buzzard?
Redwood, and goes,
Or
"What?"
was it? No, it's not Blizzard, is it?
Ah, I don't know. He does throw spells.
Hey, but he's all fire spells, and the Blizzard's very cold.
I will light you both on fire if you do not let me finish my sentence.
I can bust your kneecap from here.
I would like to
You're
test
dead.
out the new arm.
You will not hurt my son.
Oh, come on, it's just some banter between friends.
This is unfortunately normal.
Mm.
But regardless, as of recently, I have taken to unraveling and reshaping the arcane into interesting forms. It causes a few minor side effects, but
Like,
it allows me to cast things that have never been seen before.
I see. You wouldn't happen to have associated yourself with the wizard Helen, would you?
Met.
Well, it's good to know that your time away hasn't gone to waste. I have heard about how Ayan greeted you when you arrived.
It is his right and his feelings, and it is not something I hold against him.
He is still your brother. As much you are his.
I do not know if that's something he will agree with you on.
Where did that go?
He had a lot to pick up when you left, so I cannot blame him for his feelings either. But I was told by your mother that you had come for information?
The journey that has led me to my friends and multitude of the dangers requires we gain intel regarding a few of the gods. Whatever resources are here, we would appreciate whatever assistance can be lent.
Who in specific are you referring to, Redwood?
If Casey is remembering correctly, we were looking at Ska and Ithis.
Specifically Ska.
We were looking for Scar.
We had we have a minor quest involving a small handful, but most important, if we had to make a direct decision, it would be related to Ska.
A lot of omens. I see. I will see what information that I can find. But there are other things that are incredibly important and dire that require our village's people's attention.
I would not ask to divert attention purely for our sakes.
Your injuries. She looks to your hand. Those are not the first of their kind that we have seen so far.
I have developed a minor countermeasure against things of that nature.
This is beyond a simple one-person spell, Brentwood. Sorry, Bella.
That is what we are in charge of. We've been tasked by multiple deities in order to take down the blight, as it's been called.
She nods and gestures with her head for you to follow. She leads you away, all three of you,
About to ask, are we supposed to follow them? I'm
It'd
kind
be
of hungry.
easiest if you stayed closest to my side.
Hey, oh, and this is about the curse thing. I forgot to ask. But my tongue, can you fix it?
Your tongue.
Your tongue.
Hey,
What happened
while
to
we
your
were
tongue?
there, I kind of had to wipe my mouth with a leaf, and everything tastes like shit.
Yeah! That!
No, I think you brought that upon yourself.
Please, Redwood.
Not so sweet now, huh, sugar bread?
That's not the sugar bread's fault.
No, it's just your own fault.
I should mention, you will find no such sugar bread in Relico Deveau.
What?
Place here.
What is sugar bread? We don't have what?
It is the most wonderful thing you've
Baking
ever
is not
tasted
quite
in your
founded
life.
here.
Right. Good thing I have my own stash. As I
Yes.
brew it and I take out half a loaf, like, hey, try some of that.
Infected by the blight.
She like looks at it.
No, I keep that thing safe.
She looks at it hesitantly and like picks a small corner of it, looks at it, pops it into her mouth.
This is the equivalent of going back and feeding a medieval peasant Mountain Dew.
You give her some of this bread. She pulls a corner of it. She like pops into her mouth, and she's just like,
It's too sweet.
"There's too much there. There's way too much there. How does
Hey,
a
what are you
person?
talking about?
Yeah,
How
you are
does,
now my favorite.
how does a person eat this? So it's like a regular diet, like a regular food thing. Like how do you?
Devin has done many things that make us question his sanity and ability to survive.
All right.
And yet, here I stand.
She looks to
Strangely.
your missing, replaced limb. But
He creates things that are crazy.
eventually, however, she does lead you out of the hall on a side path that's not as traverse as the rest of the village. And the air is tense and thick. There's a smell foul on the wind. And
Not again.
on further down from the canopy that you see here,
I think
I
it's time for
forgot
you to
that
go to
activates
bed.
at 10 o'clock.
it's so funny. Casey, it's time for bed.
No, he's so.
You see a giant Alexa warning.
Redwood, you must sleep.
This is proof we are living in a simulation.
Oh my god. You see this portion of the forest opposite of the area that you had originally burned all those 13 years ago. Blackened, decayed, releasing purple spore-like items into the air, along with something that looks similar to that of a black smoke.
Shouldn't we be covering our faces?
The
I
Haven,
mean, I'm already there.
the Haven tree prevents it from reaching this far, but it is getting dangerously close.
Burn it.
You say burn it, and you see a visible clench of her jaw at the very thought.
Chisel, if I was one of the only fire mages to appear in Relico Deveau and I had to leave, what does that tell you about our perception of fire magic?
I don't know. Do control burns. Stop the spread by torching it.
You will not put the rest of the forest in harm's way by lighting it on fire.
By lighting what?
By lighting it. There was not another part, it's quite literally lighting it.
As you stand there, the ground rumbles. She looks around.
Here comes the fun!
It spreads.
Just slowly starts preparing for a fight.
As the
Fuck, here we go again.
As the ground rumbles, a fissure breaks through the tree line. You watch as it spreads itself wide and splits up the Haven Tree's trunk. And that is where we shall end this session of Chronicles of Umaria Chapter 1, Shadow Falls. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you had a fantastic time, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye!
Bye-bye.